Welcome, Divine Light Accelerators. Welcome to Season 3 of Own Your Divine Light Show. I'm Janet Miller, and I'm the Divine Light Activator. And I'm so happy to have you here during this critical time in humanity's expansion. This is a momentous time, something none of us have ever experienced before. And I feel it's so important for us to share our experiences. We are in the shift of ages, and we are learning about ourselves, and it is a gift. If you are healthy, it can be a gift. If you are recovering or lost someone, I send my heartfelt blessings to you. Right now, I would like to have a moment of silence for our brothers and sisters of color. You all deserve to live in safety, and sending you love and blessings. So let's just take a moment, send them those love and blessings. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. Thank you. So we are here to learn and to support you in any way we can, and we are ready to create the world we have been waiting for, and we get to do this together. So what will our new normal be as our world continues to shift? I am so pleased to welcome back the extremely gifted and amazing multidimensional healer and shaman Vandana Atara Aura. Vandana is a medical Reiki master. Hi, you can say hello because I'm going to start to keep talking about you.
Hello. Hello, light beings and awakeners and paradigm shifters and new earth walkers, dreamers, supporters, advocates, activists. I am so happy to greet you here in this sacred space of grace. So thank you for tuning in.
Thank you, Vandana. So, as you can see, Vandana has a magical voice that is just amazing, and she will be bringing in more of that through the whole, it's going to just permeate her whole interview. So Vandana is a medical Reiki master. She is an ascension teacher, a multi-dimensional medium, an intuitive energy healer, and a 5D intuitive soul guide. Her greatest joy is to heal, harmonize, and restore the divine feminine frequencies to rebirth a peaceful earth and bless the hearts of all humanity. Vandana channels messages and runs higher dimensional energy healing processes with the divine intervention of her star team of her galactic doctors, her spirit surgeons, and star shamans who overlight all new earth empaths, star seeds, and sensitive souls so they can quickly heal and recover from chronic stress, childhood anxiety, and ancestral trauma in the inner realms of Shambhala. Vandana is the CEO and founder of Vandana Light Healing and co-creator of Accelerated Light Healing, which was born in December 21st, 2012. What a pivotal year that was, huh?
Oh, yes.
And we're still, but it's even more so now, I think, and contains Christed keys, cosmic codes, and platinum light frequencies to ease ascension symptoms, navigate new earth energies, and thrive in the spirit of unity, authenticity, and planetary prosperity. Vandana is a first waver, an ascension activator, and timeline transmitter, an ascension teacher known for her soothing voice, hypnotic soul journeys, and blissful meditation classes, recordings, and soul transmissions to calm, relax, and heal the heart, mind, and emotional nervous system. Vandana, you do a lot. So welcome to the Own Your Divine Light show again. And I am so happy to have you back.
Thank you, Janet. I really appreciate being here. It's an honor and a privilege. And this is why we're here, for those who are of privilege, to share their voices and heal the entire planet and heal all of humanity, you know, with our voices. Those who are able to speak, who have permission, who have the freedom to speak up and out and to make this world a better place, as they say. Mm-hmm. As the song goes, for you and me, for we. So it's not just about you and I like it was before. It's about we and us. So us and we as one light family. So yeah, it's we just have to follow our heart and our our gut, our soul energy, and just be, you know, I mean, the doing is an extension of the beingness. So I'm just being myself. And as a natural consequence or extension of me just being willing to step into all of me and all of the gifts that I was born with, that my ancestors passed on to me, that I inherited from them, with that awareness, just sharing, just being a contribution, a conscious contribution in the world, but also loving what I do and doing what I love. And that is a privilege that not everyone has. So I just wanted to start the interview with that information.
Yeah, beautiful. And it's so true. I mean, you know, I understand that, as you know, we're moving into this open heart, that we're moving fully into the fifth dimensional energy. So this is how we get there, to transmute and release all the trauma that we've held in, and that's what's going on right now. How do you see the journey that we're on right now? How do you see this affecting us all right now? And how do you see it playing out for you as well?
What I've noticed, Janet, and I can only speak with my experience, but also the wisdom and the channeled downloads and information and the instruction set that comes through from my guides, from my soul family, from the Divine Healing Intervention team. So I can just speak for my observations as a witness to the unfolding in this ascension process, is that everyone is in a different place. And there aren't two souls who are impacted or affected exactly the same.
Yeah.
Wherever your energy goes, or your attention, your focus, that's what will flow. That's what you'll notice more and more as the energies are expanding, building, being, you know, sort of right in our faces, that we can't ignore all of this activity. So basically everything is being physicalized that was before hidden or behind the scenes. So everything is playing out where we see it manifesting right before our very eyes. No one can ignore that. However, everyone is experiencing these, they say, new earth energies, but they're really just the same earth, but the true earth that has always been here. It's just all sort of being so obviously unwinding so easily and obviously that no one can deny it, and no one can ignore it or push it aside. So what I've noticed, Janet, is that some of us are still wanting to hold on to the old 3D reality, and still be veiled in that illusion and, you know, separation. And then there are many of us that can see beyond the chaos and confusion and the planetary illness or virus that is playing out based on collective fear and trauma and enslavement. So depending on where you're at and what your truth is that you hold, everyone is gonna embody a different experience. Yeah, that's what I want to say about that, because we're already in 5D.
Yeah.
We're already in the ascension process. It's not something that we're waiting for.
Right.
So 3D and 5D are just basically terms that were coined to describe consciousness. So wherever your consciousness lies, that's the experience that you're going to draw to you faster and faster, just with your thoughts, with your feelings and emotions. So, and everyone has a unique history, a unique filter. Everyone comes from a different background, different ancestry, a different experience or point of view. So I think it's just about the veils thinning and thinning and thinning, where we see the old collapsing and dismantling to create space for a new world or a new reality, a higher dimensional, a higher, holier, and more harmonic reality based on the truth and the authenticity that we bring to it. So this is like the light is shining down and radiating from the great central sun, from the galactic center, the equator, you know, and moving into our center. And then also we have the inner earth activity with the Schumann resonance spiking, which is peaking our emotional nervous systems, our adrenaline levels, and our cortisol stress levels. So I think it's about really creating and striking a balance, and to do our best to be centered, grounded, yet open and aware of the transitional transitional timeline that we've never seen before. And that was the only dramatic way that we could all awaken together, like 7 billion people, so that we can co-create something different, right? Something better, something that's based on equality and, you know, basically just everyone receiving what they need, everyone's voices being heard, everyone's gifts being honored, so that there isn't that imbalance anymore on the planet. And that's what's happening. The planet Gaia is trying to recorrect the course and trying to create balance in her body, in our bodies, and in the world womb, or the body of the world. So that's what's happening right now. And it's big, it's momentous, and it's unprecedented. And we don't, this is about trust and faith. And this is about unwavering, unshakable trust and faith that we're safe, that we will be safe, we'll continue to be safe. We are masters of our own realities, of our bodies, of our minds. And that's what this is preparing us for, so we can become these new earth navigators.
Yes, I love that. Yeah. Thank you. That's a great message and understanding, because that's kind of what I see too. You know, that's how I see it. I see this as you know, I did my little intro, and I love to just kind of take my stand when I go out there too. So what you said was powerful about, interesting how you talked about, you know, we're creating something new. It's brand new. Isn't it going to be brand new is what I'm feeling. We're going to be brand new here, aren't we? Because we can't take anything with us to move into the 5D. And I know you say 5D's here, and I feel that too, but not everybody's in it. How is that how it is?
And that's okay. You know, that's okay, because it's about soul readiness too, and conscious willingness, readiness to embody this higher consciousness, which is cosmic consciousness, which is planetary consciousness. And wherever people are is exactly where they need to be, and they need to just start there and honor wherever they're at. So there are no, the way I look at it is like, there's not good, bad, right, or wrong in the fifth dimension. There just is. There's just isness.
Yes.
So some people soul plan, as you know, or soul records, soul journeys, their soul lessons in Earth School is preparing them for this moment to do as they may with it, because it's a free will planet. And so we can't control, because that's pretty much an illusion, the illusion of control, nor do we want to be controlled. We want to respond, not react to the events that are triggering so many people to be re-traumatized again. But everyone is together. That's the interesting part. Everyone together is being collectively traumatized or re-traumatized. So, but to answer your question, depending where you're at, you're going to attract
Oh yeah.
that reality that you believe to be true. And that's okay. And it doesn't seem like anyone is going to be left behind. I think that everyone will, this is just accelerating and awakening people to maybe like start to realize that this is all an illusion, really, that we're masters of our own reality. We can't depend on an outside healthcare system to save our lives, to rescue us. That was the Piscean age. This is the Aquarian age. This is about sovereignty and self-mastery. And we have to become almost our own inner healers, teachers, gurus, and guides, our own doctors even. And we have to nurse ourselves back to health, and we have to reparent ourselves and rebirth ourselves. And no one is going to do it for us, nor is it anyone else's responsibility to fix something that's not even broken. So, yeah. And also I think, like, you know, when we say, oh, are some people 3D and some people 5D, I feel like this is a spectrum.
Mm-hmm.
There's a window. And I think that every day can fluctuate. I think some days will be pulled back into, it's so easy to be swept away in the chaos on the news and social media, the chaos, the conflict, the confusion, the misinformation.
Yes.
And then we might go through like another upgrade, another shift that will the next day maybe, you know, we'll have to go through some type of a breakthrough, a transformational breakthrough, not a breakdown, but a breakthrough where we can get to the next level of our own evolutionary process. So it's an ascension process, but it's a consciousness ascension process.
Yes, yes.
And so when we talk about 3D and 5D, I don't even like to talk about that, because that also is reinforcing the lie of separation and disconnection, which is
point.
Yeah, it's like, oh, well, they're 3D, you know, and then we come back to the problematic negative ego identity, which is like, oh, they're so 3D, or, well, I'm 5D. And listen, we all are still in a human body. We're still figuring this life out. No one has definite answers. And if somebody says that they have the definite answer and they know what's going to happen next, I would just run the other way, because no one really knows.
That's for sure.
You are your own authority. That's what I wanted to share with everyone.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really, we don't have to get caught up in the labels anymore even. Yeah. So that needs to go.
I know.
In my opinion, so.
Perfect. It's perfect, because when you say we are our own authority, I mean, that's where the word sovereignty, I keep hearing that word everywhere now. It's like everybody's talking about sovereignty. So when you say that, now I'm getting it more. Like I hear it and I'm like, okay, I get it. But what you said, we're our own authority. That's what sovereignty is, our own authority, to be who we are meant to be. And someone else I had interviewed talked about having our inverses. When you connect to your inside, which is what we're doing now with this whole quiet section going on in our lives, is to connect inner and to make your own decisions and to know the truth of what you feel and believe at the time, and to trust that, because whatever's happening out here is the illusion in so many ways, isn't it? Would you call that the illusion? I mean, it isn't. We're living in it. It's real, but yet, I don't know how to say that. I always get confused. Sometimes that word illusion.
I know what you mean. I know. Yeah. It's like they say, well, this is all a hologram and this is all a game.
Like, oh my gosh, what do you mean?
So I guess it depends how you want to interpret that. It's real to the extent or to the degree that you believe it to be real. But everyone has a different definition of what's real, what's their reality.
Oh, absolutely.
And I'll give you an example of that. So I have an acquaintance who had chosen to, in this COVID-19 pandemic timeline, not wear a mask in supermarkets, in the street, wherever she was going. So that triggered me because it felt like really irresponsible and selfish to not want to protect herself or others. But then when and that was like such a sort of spiritual test for me. It was interesting to stay neutral and not to push my agenda on anybody else, because that's why I'm saying everyone is experiencing their own version of the reality that they feel is real for them. But she said to me, I said, well, I mean, I feel like you should probably wear one, especially if you're going to a supermarket and you're in such close contact, and then you're touching things and you're breathing on, and we don't really know like how this is spread yet. No one still knows, like 4 months later, 5 months later, exactly 100% how it's transmitted. So she said, well, I know I'm not going to get, I said, even for your protection, forget about like the whole planet, right? And she's like, well, it's not my reality, so I'm not going to get it. So sorry to be campy like that, but it still triggers me to talk about it a bit. And that's okay, because that's what it means to care.
Yes.
And it's not a judgment. It's like, I want this planet to survive. Like I want us, I want us all to make it through this timeline. And she just said, well, it's not my reality. So, that's an interesting point of view. And that also is like the law of attraction. And, I get that, but at the same time, this is a time when we all need to, I feel, just step up to embody a more responsible role, an emotionally mature, grounded, embodied, conscious, aware, kind, respectful, and compassionate role for ourselves and each other. To be kind to each other, but first starting with ourselves. So I sort of, what's happening is if you are not a vibrational match to old friends, partners, colleagues, coworkers, even like bloodline relatives, those people will sort of just leave your life, or they'll just sort of start fading away into the distance because it's not a compatible vibrational match. It's not a fit.
Right.
And there's nothing wrong. Nobody's right, wrong, good or bad about it. It's just the right people are finding each other, right? And the soul families are coming together and reuniting faster and faster with this very crystal clear awareness of who we are, what our unique role is, that how we can stretch ourselves and how we can be better global citizens.
I love that. So I want to ask you a question. So how has she done? Has she been sick, or is she okay?
Well, I am assuming that she's fine. But
you chose
what I know what happened is that she left the hot spot, which is where I'm in Brooklyn. So I'm in part of, I'm in Manhattan. She was in like Midtown Manhattan. So she always said, oh, it's fine. It's so, I'm okay with everything. And now all of a sudden she's like, I can't take the protesters and the police cars and the helicopters. So I'm going to a beach house with my son, and then maybe we'll go upstate. And I'm thinking, but I thought this was in your reality. So I'm just like, and that's okay, and I realized that it's interesting. It's about integrity.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of this whole ascension growth, emotional growth process, is about really getting clear on what our values are.
Yeah.
And not being willing to bend or play the role of less than others, or pretend that we're smaller than others, or be like a sacrificial lamb, or, just like sort of like allow others to dictate how we feel is best to live our lives. And so I am willing at this point in my evolution to just kind of let go of people who don't share similar values.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I mean, I just think it's all about mutual respect and reciprocity,
Mhm.
and
I agree.
just being in receiving mode. So, and that has to do with racism. I mean, I have friends that I've been just sort of like, okay, you know, that's their lens. I mean, they were brought up probably, even though they might not see themselves as racist, but it's like, if you're not anti-racist, then maybe there's something that you might want to look into about your judgments about people. And with all of the movements that are happening right now, and everything has been hidden behind the scenes. So it's been blanketed, but now everything's out.
So
So even
important.
those people, I just feel like, what, I I can be friendly with those people, but I don't have to be that close, and
Right.
and that's okay, because I'm opening up my world, uh,
You're-
my energy field to attract people who are kind of like share similar values
who
and
are in
morals.
resonance.
And I think that's really, really important, to
I do.
respect where you're coming from, and not to say, well, because then you don't have room for all those other really cool, soul family people to come forward and say, hey,
That's so
let's
true.
make this planet better. Like, I'm
Yeah.
with you. Let's back and support each other in this movement. So
Yeah, that makes so much sense. Yeah, and it's all, and like I'm hearing you say, it's all about your own integrity, to really have the integrity to yourself in so many ways, to be true to yourself, to be your authentic self, and to, allow that to come through. And we're finding that. And I think with everything coming up, everybody's voices needing to be heard. They need to be heard. They need to be respected. And we need to pay attention. And, I think that's so positive for all of us to open our hearts and pay attention to everyone and to be,
yeah, it's
yeah,
a basic human right.
it is.
It's the freedom is that we all deserve to be heard. All of our voices deserve to be heard.
Yeah. Yeah. So, well, thank you. I really appreciate hearing your view, because it's not an easy thing to share sometimes, and it's a powerful thing though, because everyone is like going, what's happening, how I don't know how other people see it. I know how I see it. I know how you see it. We're in resonance. So people, it just, you attract those people, as you say, the ones that you are in resonance, they will come and you will be with them, and then that opens your doors. It opens your doors to more people in that level, and you get to grow or you don't get to grow. It's really a choice. It's really a choice.
Yeah,
So
and we're never alone.
yeah.
That's why I have our higher selves.
Mm,
We need to connect with our souls, our soul identity, our true identity, our soul voice, our natural energy,
mm,
um, and really allow ourselves to be vulnerable
yeah,
and to ask for help, and that our vulnerability is our greatest strength, not our weakness.
I agree. I love that. I
And if
do.
we want to restore goodness on the planet, we need to ask for help,
Mm,
and it all starts with us.
yes. And we need to be open to learn and listen, and to
Yes.
just listen. I think everybody wants to be heard, but yet we still have to listen. So it's important to hear, but it's also important to listen. So what's going on right now is that the people of color, it's their turn to talk and say what they need to say, and to get this cleared up, because we've been with this so long. Things in there and going on in all of humanity, with the different things that are going on in humanity. There's so much going on. So
And this is just the beginning.
oh, I know this is true, and that's what I've been hearing, and also understanding that this shift is going to get faster and faster.
Yeah.
So be grounded in who you are. This is the message I'm always getting. You're giving us, and I'm getting that, to be grounded in who you are will help us shift to the level that we're ready to shift to, and to, when you have that open heart and your open listening, the open mind, and to just be neutral and listen, so that you can
Yes.
learn. Yeah,
Absolutely.
powerful.
Absolutely.
So, oh my goodness, time has flown with all we've talked about. I can't believe it. So,
Yes.
I know, what else would you like to do? What else would you like to do with us? Because I know your amazing voice. Is there something you want to bring through for
I'd
the?
like to introduce everyone to their 5D spirit guides, their
Ah,
ancestors, their divine doctors,
love it.
spirit surgeons, I call them, but also the grounding inner earth doctors,
Mm,
masters, and what we call them like the medicine Buddhas or the Bodhisattvas who made vows to save this planet,
mm,
right? Because all the overseers of this ascension process, the Arcturians, the galactic, Christed, cosmic medical assistants
mm-hmm.
from other planets and star systems, and mostly from what I call the golden chambers of Shambhala or Shangri-La, Nirvana, all of those cities of light
Mm-hmm.
that seem fantastical, or oh, this is like futuristic, like this may happen hundreds or thousands of years from now, but this is sort of like a template. I want to call in that divine template so that we can ascribe to these sort of lodges or ashrams or sanctuaries or temples of light as an advanced civilization, as a human species that is just starting to really evolve into a kinder galactic human being.
Oh, sounds wonderful. Oh my goodness. Thank you.
You're welcome. So yeah, I invite you to just kind of relax in whatever way you would like to. We'll just maybe do like a 15-minute session here. And I just want you to feel, well, I invite you. I don't want you to do anything or not want to do anything. Just invite you to notice what you notice in your own sacred space of grace.
Mhm.
We're just going to call in your divine healing intervention team just by asking and requesting, just like your angels. These are celestial medical angels. These are Arcturian, Palladian angels, archangels that have your back. You know, so let's just open up this sacred space and allow for the sacred visitation just by being still, open, and in receiving mode. And just I invite you to just drop out of your head into your lotus petaled blossom, the lotus petaled heart, and allow the petals to sort of open and just allow yourself to go into that very open, receptive state of grace. Beautiful. I'm going to call on your divine healing intervention team. We're going to ask them to send the most appropriate medicine, assistance, guidance, comforting, counseling, consoling, nursing us, doctoring us, healing us, remembering us, oversee and overlight us, because they have the medicine. They have the cosmic cures and the quantum solutions in their medicine toolkits. They carry the emotional toolkits, the first aid kits for the stress, the struggle, and the trauma that we've all been through, right? That we've all lived through. And they can help the stress, the anxiety, and calm the PTSD, right? So that we don't have to react and get triggered by this 3D reality that is in the process of
Dismantling.
dismantling, unwinding, transmuting.
Mm.
So I'd like to call in the timeline transmuters and transformers to also come into your own sacred healing space in the comfort, the safety, the privacy of home. And allow them to unzip you of any 3D body armor, heavy metal, toxic shames, you know, that very dense the density, the anxiety, the intensity of the situation of this pandemic timeline that we're still in, and allow them to come in right now. You can close your eyes or open your eyes, whatever you feel is best. I'm going to place everyone in a golden dome, a golden pyramid of divine protection. And opening up the top and the bottom of you, really grounding into a 5D, strong, stable, secure, solid, and safe protection net. So feel the crystalline grids under you, feeding you, infusing you with the plant medicine, the herbal remedies, the vibrational solutions. So the plants, the flowers, the crystals, the gemstones, from all of the ley lines and timelines of a healthy and holy civilization. Allow yourself to breathe up all of that emerald green energy and rich ruby red vitality. So just inhaling all of that from the soles of your feet chakras, hundreds of them underground, and connecting to your ascended mastery, to your teachers, your guides, your ancestors, from Talos, Lemuria, Atlantis, right? From all of the holy lands that your ancestors have ever walked upon. So we can once again remember, relearn, and regain all the lost knowledge of how to resource ourselves, repurpose ourselves, and possibly have to live off the land again. So allow them to instruct us, to provide for us. And now above you, allow the nameless light, the golden liquid honey nectar light, to be poured, radiated, and infused through us, through the top of us going down. So bottom up and top down together. So calling in the earth doctors from below us, the star doctors from above us. And allow yourself to expand, expand, expand into the vastness of the great central suns, solar systems, Milky Way. Expanding your Merkaba, your light ascension vehicle, and placing everyone in a golden chamber of the order of Melchizedek, Mahatma, Metatron, and Michael. Calling in Mother Mary, Saint Mary, Mother Divine, Divine Mary, and the Mary flame of holy love, the triple flame, gold, blues, pinks, to fill up our heart space with the gesture of loving kindness and compassion for all bodies, for all beings. To heal the planet, to heal the womb and the heart of Gaia, Tara, the Gaia sphere, and to heal the soul of golden galactic Gaia. So galactic mothers and earth mothers together. And asking to be infused by nature's holistic inner pharmacies in the stars, on the earth, to be infused with liquid light, laser light, infrared therapies, Arcturian technologies to unplug us from the density, intensity, anxiety of corruption, enslavement, bondage, perfectionism, self-sabotaging ourselves, shame, blame, fear. So we can once again illuminate our shadow selves, our soul shadows, and just be at peace, rest in peace, live in peace as one heart. And breathing in the star medicine and light packets of codes, solar, DNA, transfusions, infusions to activate, to galactivate our 12 strands, solar DNA technologies. So just go ahead and breathing into your cells, into your lungs, into your triple fold hearts, triple fold flame hearts, breathing that ascension fire underneath you and allowing the solar flashes of Christed light, Christed love from the solar logos, Christos, the solar deities, solar angels, archangels. From the central sun, breathing all of that solar activity to illuminate us, to awaken us, to feed us, to fill us, to refuel us, our creativity with codes of longevity, immortality, truth, transparency, and allow yourself to feel the golden hands of light warming you, feeding you, nourishing and nurturing all of your systems, digestive, endocrine, hormonal, immune systems, spiritual, emotional, physical systems, psychological, digestive, divine digestive systems to purify, detoxify all forms of lower frequencies, densities, energies, memories. And let's just open a cocooning session for the next few minutes, calling in the medical assistants, the AMAs, Arcturian medical assistants, allowing yourself to teleport into the Great White Lodge of Shambhala, to meet and greet, to receive divine doctoring, spirit surgeries, the most appropriate specialists coming in that hold the soul medicines, the insights, the awarenesses, the information to expand your intuition. At the same time, they're scanning you. They're gathering all around you, upholding you, bathing, baptizing, and blessing you in sacred waters, etheric acupuncture processes running, microscopic needleless needles from other planets, repatterning, reprinting you, recalibrating you, unlocking the trauma, the stuck, stagnant energy. And we call them the chakra doctors to unlock blocked chakras, 114, nadis, 72,000, and the 21 minor chakras, as well as the 6 chakras in each organ and the 9 chakras in each chakra. And we ask them to spin those solar discs of light at the right speed, rhythm, and that these etheric acupuncture divine instruments of light will warm you, soothe you, caress you, calm you, but also awaken you, energize you if you feel drained, depleted, or under the weather, giving you the right amount of energy, the right amount of light, feeding you with plasmic photonic light, 100% plasmic, platinum, photonic light in your own mini pod, your own pod of light, your own womb pod. And calling in the Devas, Pam, the White Brotherhood, the Sisterhoods of the Roses. Ask them to cocoon you, to cone you, to hold you, to write a new prescription for you, to heal your mind, body, spirit, soul of all forms of inhumane trauma. Connect with the most appropriate members of your divine healing intervention team. We ask for the blessings, the prayers, the dispensations, and ask for these processes, these treatments from the benevolent, kind, compassionate body workers to help to awaken your rainbow, Maya Barupa, ascension, illumined, galactic human light bodies. And we ask for all the homeopathic medicine from Mother Nature, the appropriate nutrition for your glandular systems, the flower essences, the aromatherapies, the nutrients, to all be intravenously received with IV, Reiki IV, drops of bliss, Amrita, ambrosia from Divine Mother. Dr. Lorfen, Dr. Fritz, and Dr. Khan, the galactic, miraculous, medical, celestial doctors in earth, underground, on earth, and in the stars, all here, unplugging you from overdependence on external 3D doctors and connecting with the higher selves of your 3D doctors, your medical team, in a more efficient, intelligent, integrated medical assistance. Calling in the healthcare providers, your primary care physicians from the stars, from Earth, to gently start moving through you, releasing you, liberating you, and freeing you from 3D false realities, and guiding you, uplifting you, updating you, and all of your systems.
Wow.
And just continue breathing and allowing them to come by your bedside tonight for the next 24 hours with the accelerated wound recovery medicine, with the prescriptions, with the antidotes, with the remedies, with the antibodies to strengthen you, to awaken you, to heal you from the inside out and from the outside in, and all around you, to live and thrive here. No longer just survive here. So allow yourself to slowly come back. All of the open wounds, rips, tears, and holes are being healed and sealed, sewn, mended, repaired by divine doulas, doctors, spirits all over the planet, on this planet and on all planets, from all traditions and all dimensions. And we say thank you. So be it, so it is done. The work is done. And whatever hasn't been addressed today will be addressed in dream time. So please be open. If you're listening to this transmission now and receiving it, allow yourself to be willing to receive even more divine intervention in dream time. That's when the majority of this work can be felt and experienced.
Wow.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Janet.
Oh my goodness. Thank you, Vandana. That was amazing. I could feel all these like twitching and releasing, and even my right knee is doing some kind of work. They're doing something over there. and
It's
it was so interesting. I heard like an alarm go off in my house while you were doing that. And I'm like, is this just my house reacting to what the energy is, because I'm thinking there's nothing on the stove.
Oh, well, what they're telling me is that most of us are being re-triggered into flashbacks of hypervigilance and hyperarousal. So whatever original trauma in a trauma timeline is being healed.
Oh, thank you for that.
So that third, what is it? The alarm system in our limbic system, in our amygdala, whatever shock or wound, original trauma happened is now sort of being balanced and calm, so you can live in a more parasympathetic state of neutrality and just calmness, so that whatever alarm systems kept going off before, like sirens or inner alarm systems, is so that's why you heard the outer alarm system. It's kind of like a signpost, like, okay, so I don't really have to react or overreact. I could just choose to respond and just let everything play out and know that something's better. Something better is coming. Something's behind this, and that what I believe to be true might not be true. Just to be open to that possibility. Just because something feels true, it also might not be true. Sometimes it feels a certain way because of our past history. So we want to allow ourselves to just be that hollow bone, that open vessel of infinite greater possibilities to reach our peak potential and to take our powers back. That's what this is about. It's a sovereign timeline.
Wow. Well, that was amazing. It really was. So that was such a gift, and I hope you are all enjoying that. You had to enjoy that because it was just amazing, and it's such a beautiful gift to all of us. And to remember that it's going to happen tonight too, so you can ask them to come into your night dreams and your
anytime. You can call them in anytime. I always like to start with Dr. Lorfan, and Dr. Lorfan is sort of like, he's kind of like the CEO, or he's like the head honcho, right? He's like the kahuna, right? He's what they call the galactic physician, or the miraculous medical doctor that's lives in Shambhala, but from star Sirius. And so the holy healing hospitals are all set up, and he has these mystery schools and the stars. So if the words Dr. Lorfan resonate or ring a bell, or there's something that feels like, oh, I'm experiencing some kind of a weird deja vu feeling or remembrance, that means that you've studied with him before. And then in dream time, you know that we soul travel. So he might have even come on sacred visitations to you. So I would say to start there, because there are millions of specialists, but just say, I don't know who, but I call in Dr. Lorfan to fill my cosmic prescription in that inner pharmacy. And actually, inner pharmacy is within us too. It's in our DNA. It's in our cells. So just say, I don't know what it is that I need. I don't know what the highest medicine is, but just please, Dr. Lorfan, ask for the most appropriate specialist to come in and to provide whatever I need, the most appropriate medication, meditation, intervention, and transmissions. Even sometimes we think we have one problem, but it actually, we want to go to the root, the core, and that's what he specializes in. That's what this is a group consciousness. This is not, one single light being, but you're just calling in the beings of light and let them do the work, and so that you don't have to anymore.
Right.
Give yourself a break.
Yes, asking for that outside, that help that is with you and within you, and you just ask it out loud, and they come from your higher self.
Just like angels, these are forms. These are also an angelic embodiment, but they specialize in medical care. But all forms, physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. And we know that all physical disease starts on the spiritual level. Like this COVID starts as a spiritual illness.
Oh, yes.
This pandemic is a fear pandemic. It was underneath. And they also say another way to look at this is not to be in fear, because that also lowers your immune system, right? But to know in fear of this invisible threat, which definitely sets off that alarm system of survival, that limbic brain, the mammalian system. But also to know that that we all have viruses inside of us, so all different types of strands. So it's more about focusing on the inward, like what's happening, so I don't have to be in fear of the outside world. How can I assist myself and my body to make it through this timeline to get even healthier than I was before? What are the supplements or the vitamins or the nutrients, the minerals that my body is deficient in? And they have the answers. And you'll wake up with, oh my goodness, that revelation, that aha moment, like, oh, I know what I need to do. Just follow your senses, trust your gut, and follow whatever the energy is. You'll be divinely led and guided to the rich, radiant resources that can change everything for you. So it starts inside of us. We need to shift the focus in instead of out.
Right.
Yeah.
Ooh, that was just wonderful. Thank you so much. So, I mean, you've given us so much. I know you, any last message? I know this was huge, so maybe that's your last message for the rest of 2020, 2021. Anything else you need to tell us that you feel is important, or you
expect the unexpected and just be quick on your feet.
Isn't that
it's not meant as a warning or, to scare anyone. It's just about adaptability and fluidity and flexibility and flow. And that's why I call them the chakra doctors, to unlock those dense blocks that weaken, deplete us, and sort of defeat us and put us in the zone of complacency and hopelessness. So we want to refill ourselves with agency and with power and with, the sense of self-mastery and authenticity. I feel like everything is changing very quickly, and we know that that is true. And whatever is not serving us, supporting us, expanding us, whatever is actually hurting us and limiting us will fall. Will come tumbling down.
Yes, it is.
So we have to be like that spinning wheel inside of our chakras. Spinning wheel got to go around, right? So it's kind of like we got to keep going. We got to just keep moving on and not feeling stuck or defeated or hopeless. So that's really my message to you. My greatest wish for the planet is that every one of us becomes an ascended, self-realized master. An enlightened master, and that is possible. And it's not like, to coin a phrase, it's not like only the 10% of this population should have all those resources or should be able to have those special superpowers or abilities. We all have the potential to reach that. That's what this evolution, this ascension process is all about. So I feel like it doesn't mean that I'm saying, oh, you have to learn how to walk through walls or levitate or bilocate, but it just means like, just be open to stretching yourself. and
Mm.
asking, always living in the question, what else is possible for me? How can I take my existing gifts, my strengths, what I love to do, my heart's, wishes for the planet, and take it one notch up,
Mm.
right? And instead of just dreaming about it or thinking about it, actually being proactive about it. So
Yeah.
that's what I would say.
Wow. Thank you. So I know, thank you, thank you. That was an amazing message, and we need to hear that. I think it helps people feel, gives their power back. It's like, okay, we can do this. We can do
Yeah,
this. And we were made for this, as I've heard you say, we're made for this.
we
So,
are made for this.
yeah. So I know you have a free gift and a special offer. Would you like to tell us about it?
Yeah. So just remind me of the both
Yep.
items, because I don't have the package pulled
Yep.
up on my computer. So I
Fine.
believe that you have the feminine, masculine
Yes,
embodiment for the free
exactly.
gift.
Yep.
And those are four MP3 recordings. Each one is about 90 minutes long.
Mhm.
So they are very thorough, just kind of like today, but even longer. They're meant to be played um, to unlock any unconscious feminine or masculine disempowerment wounds.
Mhm.
And this is intergenerational, ancestral, and even gestational, passed on in the womb, in utero, pre-birth, pre-language. And it's really to allow us to embody our flow, a greater sense of flow, and empowerment and inspiration. Yeah, so it's about, if you're still feeling, if you didn't have that proper bonding
Mhm.
with your mother or father, like right out of the gates, so to speak, in the birth process,
Yep.
this should help, because that was our primary caretaker,
Mhm.
our provider. And if we didn't receive consistent, supportive love or attention or affection, then we have to kind of reparent ourselves, remother and refather ourselves. So that's what this free gift is all about.
Oh.
Each one will reconnect you to the divine feminine and the sacred masculine, healthy, holy, harmonious frequencies.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful gift, because how much do we need that? How many of us have had, parents that are, and they only know what they know at the time. So
Yeah.
we just have to learn to reparent ourselves, to just say, okay, you could only do that much. So it's my turn now to reparent myself. So what a beautiful gift. Thank you. That's a great gift.
Yeah.
And
Not so that their wounds we don't transfer those wounds
mhm.
onto our children and children's children,
Yeah,
born and unborn, to our
that's
descendants. It's so important.
yeah, I feel like that's
Yeah.
one of our biggest jobs we're doing is healing our ancestral lines. It's just huge, isn't it?
We have to be the ones.
Yes.
Well, we don't have to be, but we can choose to be. And it's really not as scary as
No.
we think it is.
So wonderful to be able to do that, to know what you've come from, and like, okay, we can change it. We can improve on it. We can make it even better, whatever it was.
That's like a whole nother interview,
Oh,
Janet.
I'm
We're
sure.
going to talk
I'm
about
not
the
going there.
ancestors.
I'm not going there.
No, I
Yeah.
know. I mean, I could talk for hours about that subject
I love
alone, the
that.
relevance and the importance of that. So,
Oh, how cool.
yeah,
Good thing to
yeah.
know. Next time,
Mhm.
next time. So, and
Absolutely.
then I know you have a paid program offer. It's something from your Vandana Healing Light Library, Celebrated
Yes.
Light Galactic Healing Practitioner Program.
Yeah. So this is a basic foundation to enhance, to awaken, to activate, or I say galactivate
Mhm.
your skills, your gifts, your talents, your abilities that you may not even know about. They
Mhm.
still may be dormant in your DNA. It's to rewrite, the old DNA, reinvent yourself.
Mm.
It is a way to share, to spread higher consciousness with the planet, to awaken all hearts, to to really be there for other people in a greater way, in a more tangible, palpable way, instead of hiding behind the scenes or allowing the same other people to kind of let them, well, let the specialist do that. I'm not good enough, or I didn't have the proper training or schooling. I don't have all those certifications. I don't have a license, or whatever. Everyone is born with healing hands, with a healing heart. It's in our DNA. Our bodies already are wired and structured where they already know, our healing bodies know how to heal ourselves. It's just a question of realigning and finding the inner medicine. So this will give you the tools. It's a 6-week program.
Okay.
It's follow it at your own leisure, at your own pace. It's self-guided journeys, transmissions. You'll have a whole bunch of MP3s and so audios and videos that contain vibrational remedies like solfeggio sound frequencies. I call them the 528 hertz frequencies. They're called miracle tones. We have light embedded or light encoded healing, like a slideshow that's included in each and every transmission and each and every recording that will keep you busy for a very, very long time, so that you don't get distracted with unhelpful misinformation. You don't get swept away or caught up in the drama and the trauma that's playing out. That is a necessary precursor, but you don't have to get swept up in that. You can start to master your inner life, and start to feel that, wow, I have a new career. I have a new goal in life, to feel more hopeful and like hopeful about, like, we're not, gonna die. We're okay, but I know I have gifts. I just need to feel like more confident. So this is about building your confidence skills, about self-regulating your nervous system.
Wow.
It's about stepping into the true you, the 5D, the courageous, clear, and confident you, the self-reliant, mature, emotionally mature you. This is all about growing up.
Wow.
And yeah, so this course will give you everything you need, as well as a certification as a galactic light healing practitioner, to navigate your own energy first for self-healing, and then to take those tools, those techniques, the processes, the exercises to heal all of humanity. And you can start with your loved ones and your friends and people closest to you, and do this at a distance. Meet on Zoom or Skype.
Oh, wow.
And you can even build your own clientele.
Wow.
You can ask for an energetic exchange, like a donation. You could charge, or you don't have to. Some people just want to do this as a way of giving back, right? And so whatever you feel guided to do with this mastery program, this mastery empowerment program, do it. Follow your heart. But we're all galactic healers. We're all practitioners. Each one of us has a different clair. Some people are more clairvoyant. Some people are more empathic, clairsentient.
Yeah.
There's no right or wrong way of sensing the information that is always available and accessible once we plug into the higher realms and empower all of our senses and our higher sensibilities. So there's no stopping us. So this is for everyone. So I hope that people, if they're looking for something, they don't know what it is, they're tired of trying to fake like their old identity and feel safe and pay their bills doing things that they absolutely have outgrown, or are in survival mode. I don't want anyone to have to be in survival mode. It's not fun.
Right.
I want you to feel like you're in joy, you love what you do what you love, you have the freedom to choose.
Wow. gorgeous. What an amazing gift. That is something that,
Thank
you know,
you.
well looking. Oh my goodness. I've never heard of it like that. So that's really, really beautiful. Thank you. Very generous and
Thank you.
powerful. It's a powerful gift.
Thank you
So
so
thank you
much,
so much,
Janet.
Vandana, and for
Thank
being
you.
the brilliant cosmic channeler and intuitive, medical intuitive that you are, for all the clients that you've helped and all the people that you've helped accelerate their life, and all the
Thank
people that you
you.
just talked to on these programs. Because I know you have done this over and over again, and that's how I first met you way back on another program, which I know you're getting involved, you're working, what you're having in your own program come through. So that is so
Yes.
exciting as well. And so thank you for that, for accelerating everybody's light, unlocking their passions, igniting their authenticity, and finally creating the lives they love and the world that we're waiting for. So I know you are such high service, and thank you so much for all that you bring to us and all the understanding and that energy that was just incredibly beautiful. I feel so soothed. I feel like my whole inner self is soothed from what you
Yeah,
did.
you're glowing,
I
definitely.
really,
I mean,
I was like, oh, I was trying to, like, I was going really deep, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I have to stay present.
I know I heard you say that, like your mind was saying like, oh my God, how am I gonna like fully go deep inside and then come back and still like finish a
Yeah,
show?
I know.
So that's pretty awesome. There's still that duality playing out. And
Yeah,
the thing is you can, and you did a
yeah.
beautiful job of shining your light, your
Thank,
divine light, as the name of your show
thank
implies. So
you so
thank
much.
you.
And I so appreciate this and appreciate you. And thank you for being here. And I am Janet Miller, and I will see you all on the next episode.
See you on the other side.
Yeah.